What is Muhammad's place among the prophets? I'm Dr. James Holt. One of the most significant features of Islamic self-understanding is the way that Prophet Muhammad is located within a much longer prophetic story. In Islam, Muhammad does not emerge with a radically new message. He stands at the end of a continuous chain of prophets who have called humanity back to the same fundamental truths: the oneness of God, ethical responsibility, and faithful submission or obedience. For this reason, Islam is commonly described as one of the Abrahamic faiths, alongside Judaism and Christianity. All three trace their spiritual roots to Abraham or Ibrahim, and to the promises God made to him and his family. The Quranic account of Ibrahim broadly mirrors the narrative found in Genesis. There are, however, differences in how Hagar and her status are understood. Islam refuses to restrict divine purpose to a single branch of Ibrahim's family. Both sons, Isaac and Ishmael, are honoured. The Quran explicitly situates a wide range of prophets within Ibrahim's lineage, naming figures familiar from Jewish and Christian tradition, as well as those more closely associated with Arab identity. We read of Isaac and Jacob, of Moses, David, Solomon and Jesus, and then in the same breath of Ishmael, who is described elsewhere as a messenger and a prophet. The message is unmistakable. God's guidance has never belonged to one people alone. This inclusive vision matters deeply for how Muslims understand Muhammad. While Moses and Jesus come through the line of Isaac, Muhammad is understood to descend from Ishmael. This genealogy is not simply biological, it's theological. Muhammad is the inheritor of the same calling that shaped earlier prophets, restoring what Islam understands as the original monotheistic faith of Ibrahim after it had been obscured or forgotten. The promises made to Abraham are stated most clearly in the Torah, particularly regarding land and blessing. The Quran reflects this, especially where Moses reminds his people of God's favour, of prophets raised among them, and of a blessed land assigned to them. While this addresses the Israelites directly, later Islamic interpretation widens the frame. If the promise flows from Abraham, then it cannot be confined to only one of his sons. Muslims would argue that the inheritance shown to Abraham includes all his descendants, those traced through Isaac and those through Ishmael. From this perspective, Muhammad, as both a physical and spiritual heir of Ibrahim, stands within that promise rather than outside it. Importantly, the Quran describes the land as blessed, in a universal sense, suggesting significance beyond any single community. This shapes Muslim identity. To follow Muhammad is also to honour Moses, Jesus, and the many prophets who preceded him. In Islam, then, Muhammad is not a break in the story, but is a continuation of that same story, calling humanity back to the faith of Abraham, shared, contested, and remembered across generations.